You can ask your questions. And we are live. Hi, everyone. Yeah, there are people behind me. We're having bar swap here in a hotel. And while we're going to interview Giancarla from Australia. She's from, yay!
Yeah.
Can you hear the background noise? People were like,
Real,
woo!
those are real clap. It's not recorded, so that's good. Real people clap.
That's a real clap. And we're going
Yeah.
to talk about how Access Foundation shook my reality.
Oh
My
my
gosh, how does
goodness.
it get any better than that? But first, you have to know that Giancarla was one of the first Filipinos who got to the. We have to acknowledge that you got to the certified facilitator level.
Yeah.
And right now, and she has met Gary and Dane Douglas, the founder of Access Consciousness, several times. And
Yeah.
she's teaching a lot of Access Consciousness and really shaking things up in Australia. She's from the future. She's 3 hours ahead of Manila time. So how's the future, Gian?
Indeed. Yeah. It's quite great, and it's I always love saying that, like I'm from the future, 3 hours in the future from you guys. And yeah, it's pretty amazing. So yeah, no words to it. It's just
And
pure bliss.
you know what? What's interesting for you is I actually don't have to talk to you to interview you because your face shows that. Like when you sent me your profile photos, like, oh my gosh, your profile photo, your picture is so inviting. Have you always been this happy?
Thank you. Actually, no. The before bars, which was more than 13 years ago or 15 years ago, who knows? I was like a totally different person, and it's like it's hard to even recall like how I would view life, and it's just so much different. And that's just from starting with having my bars run. And just to give you guys a quick history in the Philippines. So when I was still living in the Philippines, so I've been living in Australia for over 10 years. So like I think 13 or even 15 years ago, we were actually secretly running bars in Valle Verde every Fridays. But it was just a hush hush thing. It was just a word of mouth, and then people would just show up. And I'm just so happy like to witness like how much it's grown in the Philippines. Like even if I don't live there anymore, but I could sense like a different energy with more and more people choosing consciousness.
I heard about the hush hush access bars thingy
Yeah.
before, but I also noticed that it didn't prosper when people weren't actually paying for the services. Did you notice that too?
Yeah. Yeah, it was actually like quite varied because there's like so many like different types of people. Because yeah, back then it was like by donation, and then sometimes like there are people that would give like loads of money like just out of the blue, and then because it wasn't an obligation to give anything. But you're actually right, like when you're willing to and actually pay for something that you'd like to receive from, like it creates and multiplies in like manifold ways in your life, and like you actually like perceive and see the outcomes instead of discounting it, oh because it's and then have to pay for that. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, right. That makes total sense. And my question for you is: first, can you please tell people what is the Access Foundation? And
Oh,
second question: how did it shape your reality? Because you're one
awesome.
of the first Filipinas, really, one of the first ones who tried access bars, and you're one of the first ones who really reached that certified facilitator level. It's still a dream for me. Like, yeah, I'd like to get to that level. So yeah, how did?
It
But
is
first, yeah, tell
possible.
us
It is.
how
Okay,
it
so
started.
first question, what is Access Foundation class? Now, here's the thing. It's actually not a specific definition for it, that it could be different for every person. And if we speak about this again like in a few months time, in 6 months time, I would probably have something totally different again. So but basically Access Foundation is It's the class that one of the classes that you can take after you've had your access bars class, and it's a 4 day, 3.5, yeah, 4 day class, and it actually like allows you to create your own reality, not functioning from what you were taught when you were growing up, with your family, with school, with religion, and with culture. Like you actually get to create a new platform for how your life could look like. And now that question, how it shook my reality, like I was gonna swear, but then I stopped myself. um Tons. Yeah, it shook my reality heaps, and it's different every time. I know when we were having our casual chat earlier, I've told you that yeah, I take multiple foundations in a year. Yeah, I'm addicted to it, because every single class that I either take as a participant and that I facilitate as a facilitator is totally different. It's not ever the same, and my life just changes like at least tenfold every time I take a new foundation class.
Can you tell us concretely how your life 10x because of foundation? Like what happened prior and then what happened after? Like
Okay,
how did it
cool.
like it because
Yeah,
it doubles expansion, right? Ten
yeah, I
times.
know. I'm thinking of examples because there's so many. Um, so like I could start off with like my initial journey when I moved to Australia, and everything was just ease. Like things would just show up as if by magic. A quick example would be, um, yeah, applying for an Australian visa. Like for some people, they had for nurses, because I'm a trained nurse in the Philippines. Like for some, they had to wait for a year and a half or 2 years. But then upon application and looking through my paperwork, my documents, like I was able to get here in a month and a half. And even my Australian citizenship, when other people have to wait for at least 2 years, like I got mine in 21 days. So like those things, and like job opportunities would be presented to me, like even if there's no post for it, like as if just being offered. And like even just this week, someone rang me to say, oh, we'd like to have you in our clinical team. And I was like, really? But there's no interview, like nothing. It was just, yep, we just want you to be part of the team. So like things like these show up.
What
Yeah.
happened? Like what? It feels like magic. What happened?
Oh, it's just, yeah, being open to receiving in a much different level, and asking for greater, and allowing myself to be and have something greater, no matter what people around me are choosing. Like it's still having that choice to keep on choosing what's next, what's next, what's next. How does it get any better than this? And I know it's one of the questions in access consciousness, but what would your life be like if you actually receive from that and embody it? Like, yeah, how does it get any better than this? And yeah, things could show up
Last
in
time
so
you said
many
that.
ways.
Last time you said that question, like I don't know if you remember this. A year ago when we were talking,
Yep.
and you gave that question, how does it get any better than this? Something challenging was happening, like in your career. But then you
Yeah.
just kept on asking that question, and then after a few months, I don't know if weeks or months, you just receive five figures
Yep.
out of nowhere. Like
Oh
wow.
yeah. Oh yeah, that. And I wasn't meant to receive that much money, because I was told, oh no, you're not entitled to have that. But then like they actually gave it to me, and it was like, oh, how does it get any better than this? Yeah. And yeah, my playground has been growing bigger and bigger. So like one of the examples again, like how has my reality changed 10 times more? I am a trained nurse. I've worked in hospital, and worked in residential aged care, like work my way up, through management, through education. And before I was just working in one specific service or one organization, and then it expanded to the whole state of Victoria and Tasmania. And now The role that I'm doing at the moment is all over Australia, so I get to travel interstate and intrastate at my own choice and how I want to travel and what hire car I want to drive. So how does it get any better than that?
Oh my gosh, how does it get any better than that? And it's really expansive, no?
Yes.
What I notice is that for even for myself after foundation, because I'm used to working hard. Like for me to get deals, sometimes I like send proposals to 20 different organizations
Yeah.
and I'll get one or two approved. But after foundation, literally, I'm not sending proposals. I notice I'm showing up more as me. And because I'm showing up more, I feel that that's the invitation. And
Yeah.
people will just like ask for me to speak or ask for collaborations. And what I notice is because I'm being more me, the ones who are attracted to me show up more. I don't know if it's like that.
It is too. And yeah, what are you aware of? Like, what energy are you being that's inviting people to a greater possibility? Like they see something in you. Like even getting the sense of, like people are drawn to you, like they are attracted to you, like they even say fall in love with you because like you've got no barriers, no judgment, and like you're just totally being you and choosing joy, whatever like comes like through your life. And they can people can sense that even if they don't know what it is. Like have you ever had someone tell you, oh, I don't know what it is, but there's something about you that I really love speaking with you, and I feel better after having a chat with you. So yeah, because you're being you. And one of the things that I've learned in one of the advanced classes, it may have been in foundation, it may have been in a more advanced class, was um what if, so this is my invitation to you guys, what if like you be the choosing one instead of waiting to be chosen? Because with that story of yours, that people will just keep coming to you, and it's up to you. You don't have to say yes to everyone. Now you have the possibility of saying, yep, that works for me. I'll take that. Yep, that works for me. I'll take that. Or not now. Instead of waiting for someone to choose you, you get to be the choosing one. So yeah,
Oh, that's new for me. What if you can be the choosing one,
not
the
waiting to
chosen
be
one.
chosen. Yes.
And I feel like when you say shatter your reality, because you completely function from a different reality. Like all
Yep.
the past judgments, all the past beliefs just gets disappears in a way. Like it's still there, but there's no more significance to all of that.
No, no, not at all. Yeah, because like judgments will always be there, like especially from other people. But the more that you keep creating your life and choosing something greater and something different, so I'll give you an analogy here. So people judge, like judge, 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 and here's you. But then you're choosing greater. And then you're still judging, but then you're choosing much greater and they're still here. And then you keep choosing greater and greater until you don't even hear that. It doesn't even matter anymore. It's not relevant. Never is relevant, never was relevant. So yeah, just keep choosing greater for you.
Yeah,
Because
but I'd like to also point out that choosing greater, for example, choosing foundation here in the Philippines is not so easy. Like I know you do foundation twice a year, but sometimes here just getting to one foundation because it's like five figures here is not easy for a lot of people. Why would they like? Can you speak to those who are still would like to
oh,
choose foundation but have challenges, especially with the fees because it's really pretty premium. It's pretty
okay.
high.
So I'll work with asking questions because yeah, one of the things you create your life is asking questions. So, what would you really look like? What would you really like your life to be like, to look like? And when you're making a choice, whether it's a small choice or a big choice, like just get the sense of that. So if I choose foundation to do a foundation class or to do a foundation class again, get the sense, what would my life be like in 5 years? Not searching for the answer, but then just tap into like, yeah, did my world expand? Did you get excited, even for just a little bit, or did it like contract? So like you would know what is true for you. And the thing is, like from my experience, that's why I said earlier, I think I am addicted to attending classes. Is every time I do a foundation class, my life gets greater and magic shows up. Like even if it's something that I never expected. So what else would be possible for you? And the even thinking about, oh, it's hard to get to a foundation class because yeah, the price is so high. It's a point of view. So what point of view could you have that will allow you to have that thing that you're asking for? Yeah, because like anything that we'd like, that all of our asks, like what we ask for, like what we desire, um, the distance or the length of time that it shows up in our life is that points of views that we have in between us and getting there. So once we eliminate and change that point of view that limits us from having what we like to have in our life, it can show up quicker. And I've heard so many stories and experienced it even for myself, like even making like just that demand of a question, what would it take for me to attend a foundation class or do another foundation class soon? I know because there's one that's coming up soon in Manila, which is really amazing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
next
like
week.
yeah, and yeah, and I've heard like for some people that the money just shows up like from somewhere. You'll never know. Like once you make that choice and make the demand, the universe starts doing things to contribute to you. Because you,
Well,
with the moment you ask, you start creating.
yeah,
But then
I'm just
sometimes you tend to give up. Like, oh
yeah.
no, I don't think it's gonna come true. No, 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 that's too impossible. It's too big.
You're saying the moment we ask, just ask, we start creating.
Creation starts. Yeah.
Wow, that's so empowering, really. When was the last time you asked? And what if you can share, what was the ask? And did you get it?
Oh, cool. Interesting. There's a lot. Yeah, so I've one of the things that I've asked for not long ago was yeah, what would it take for me to like keep choosing joy in my life no matter what? And like things and people just show up just randomly, like for instance, like making a demand of getting my bar run at least once a week. Like someone would call me like, hey Gian, like I'm in your area, would you like to do a bar swap, or would you like to come over, I'm gonna make dinner, let's do a bar swap. So yeah, and I keep meeting new people that I have never thought of like having spent some time before, but then I realized that they're not far away from me, those kinds of things. And even the horse riding thing as well. Yeah, I made it meant to have a horse trail riding at least once a month. And because I know that it will create something greater for my life, like having that connection with the earth, with the horses, with
But you
anything.
know, it I just realized now that that's true. You just have to ask and allow the universe to support you. Because one of our asks for this foundation is to do it in a house. Because
Mhm.
before the last foundation was in a hotel. It's nice, but it's kind of small. And Daniel was telling us, the first foundation I had was in the Hamptons. And it was a very nice house. What will it take for us to have the house? So I've been looking, and it's pretty expensive, like getting a house. But I just continually ask the question, what will it take? And then
Mhm.
there's no expectation. And
Yeah.
just this weekend, when I had my class, I stepped into a house, and it's really like a retreat house. And I never thought that it can be a foundation house, and just a few days ago, we just got it for the foundation. And I was thinking, but it's easy. Like it
Yep.
was so easy. Like
Yeah.
I mean, no, like money is not a consideration. Things just
Yeah.
there was flow, and the owners are so happy to have us. And that
Yep.
the house. The thing is, like when you're in foundation, you learn to talk to entities.
Yeah.
What I see, this is the house is happy. Like the house is happy to host us.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Like I said, everything conspires with the universe to allow things to show up for you. And yeah, places and people and things show up in your life, and you're like, oh my goodness. And then like this becomes like your new normal, like just having things show up with ease like that in your life. So yeah, would you like to have that? Like when you do a foundation class. And I know Karen's already mentioned some tools, pragmatic tools that you will learn. So the foundation manual is packed with tools that you could put under your consciousness tool belt, pull out different things that you require at different times in your life that you wouldn't have learned anywhere. Like, yeah, like I remember when I was in Costa Rica, the people that worked in the hotel when we were having the 7 days in Costa Rica, um, they were saying, "Oh, what's happening in that room?" And then they said, "Oh no, that's where the wizards are. They do magic." Because it's kind of like that. Because like the tools that you will learn, oh my goodness, like they are very vital and useful to create for you in your life. Like from when you do
I
foundation
feel
beyond.
Yeah, I feel like access consciousness is like Hogwarts school. They teach you a bunch of words, and then these words can really change your life. Like just this morning, at least in Manila, when I was talking to you, our ask was like, what else is possible here? What magical thing will unfold? And while I'm doing this session with you, this creating space with you, we're actually having bar swaps here. So there's four other people exchanging bars as I do this. And it's totally not in our reality earlier. But when we ask the question, something else popped up. But why are people afraid to ask question? Or why don't they ask for more?
That's a good point. Yeah, there are cases wherein sometimes, like we've probably been in this stage of our life at one point, like being fearful of the unknown. Like, what do you mean change? What do you mean different? Like, what's that gonna look like? And the thing is, like, once you go beyond your that line and your comfort zone in your box, like that's when everything is like a lot more you, and you feel more free, and you don't know what exactly it's going to look like, but it is something way bigger than you've ever known. Okay, because like in unknown, like people think that it's like, oh no, it's scary. Like, is it really, or is it excitement? Are you excited instead of scared? Because they do both have the same physical manifestation, some in the body, increased heart rate, increased breathing, like butterflies in your stomach. But then, like, yeah, what are you gonna choose? To be excited or to be scared?
Oh, and we
I'd
have a
rather be
question.
excited.
Yeah, because it's the same energy. What if it's excitement? It's not fear. We have a question. I guess this will be the last questions because it's almost 30 minutes. And it's
Yeah.
I know it's 10 p.m. We're in Australia right now. So it's pretty late. Last question. Last two questions. Lali asks, it seems easy when you say just ask and be open to receiving. So is it the magic formula? Is it really just that simple to have and to get what you want in life?
Yes, your job is to ask, and it's the universe job to make that show up for you. Yeah, as long as you keep being in the question. And sometimes awarenesses would show up that you need to speak to someone, you need to go to a certain place. Like when you're driving home, instead of you're driving your usual route, like you'll take a different route and you discover something and you get some awareness. So keep being in the question, and allow yourself to actually have that what you're asking for. Yeah, instead of doubting or like, no, it's not true for me, but what if it is? So my challenge to you guys, have a think of even just like 1 to 3 examples in your life when you've asked or wished or prayed for something and it just showed up easily. Like could be something really simple, like getting concert tickets or like an invitation to an exclusive party or like anything, or money, someone's like just gifted you money for no reason, or winning a prize in a raffle, like that sort of thing. So yeah, have a look at that. And the more you acknowledge and be in gratitude of those times that you were magic, you asked and magic showed up, more of that will show up in your life.
The people here are listening in to you, and they're saying like, "You're so chill. Like, it seems so easy for her."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but what if it is? Because that's what my demand is. Like, what if, all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory, but also, like I asked, what would it take for it to be actually easy and joyful, you know? And like just for things to just flow in my life without having it to be hard. But if it's not hard, life's not meant to be hard. It's meant to be celebrated and to be a joyful thing.
and you exude it. The thing is, you're not just saying it; you're being it. And so, yeah, thank you for being that invitation. And how can we connect to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I've you can find like I am the only Giancarla Gureng in Facebook. So I have my page and my personal page and also Instagram. And you can find my classes on www.accessconsciousness.com/Giancarla Gureng.
Yeah, and Giancarla has a lot of classes in Australia, but also she can see. Can you see people online? Because you can facilitate it.
Yes. Actually, I'm doing a free bars intro online next week with my friend Kitty Gordon online, and it's on the my profile page on the Access Consciousness
Okay.
website. I can share the registration link in the
Yeah,
chat.
in the chat box. Like Angelique,
Yeah,
even
and it's
before.
free.
Yes, Angelique is saying she likes to do the bars class, but go to to the intro of Giancarla
Yeah,
first, and then RV says hi RV. But this one I really want to read it out loud from your mom.
I
Thank you
know.
so
I
much.
knew it. I knew she was gonna be live.
We're happy to see you with this kind of sessions. We're proud of you. Continue to give positivity to
Aw,
all. Good luck and a blessed day to all of you. Oh my gosh, it's
that's so
so.
awesome. Thanks. Thank you po.
I'm teary eyed. Like, oh my gosh, your mom's super proud of you.
She is. She is. Yeah, she's in Manila.
Oh
She's
my
got her
gosh.
maiden name Scott is the same as yours. Yeah, I
Oh,
told her that.
so there, I think parting words for everybody listening right now and will be listening in the future, Gian.
Yeah. So yeah, my invitation for you guys is like yeah, whether you want to choose foundation or ask for something in your life, um yeah, what would it be if you just keep asking the question? So like the question formula for that would be what would it take for blank to show up? Whatever that blank is that you'd like to have in your life. And just keep being that question. When I say being that question is like not contradicting it and like as if you already have that you're asking for. And you can actually get like free tools on the Access Consciousness website. But then the foundation class will allow you to explore more for yourself and the greater version of you that you have never thought of that was possible. So, what would it take for you to choose foundation and to choose greater?
Yeah, what will it take for you to choose foundation? What will it take for you to have this in your life, whatever that is?
Yeah,
And
what would it take for blank to show up?
yeah, what will it take for black? Thank you so much, Giancarlo. More importantly, it's
Yeah,
not really, you're so aligned. Like
thank
even if you
you.
don't say anything, I get it. Just from your aura, really. Thank you so
Thank
much for being
you.
that invitation. And please go to the intro. Go to Giancarlo's intro so you'll learn more about access bars. And
Yeah, that's on 23rd of November next week. So that's a Thursday. So yeah, 7 p.m. in Melbourne time. So -3 for Manila. But yeah, just register because we will
it's
be
4
giving out
p.m.
the
Manila.
recording. Yes.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you everyone. Thank you so much, Giancarla. Thank you
Thank
everyone
you.
for being here. Hope to see you soon. And please sign up for Giancarla's class. Bye. Bye for now. See you soon. Thank you everyone for being here.